Hello. Welcome to Demon the Fallen Good Intentions. I am Adrian, and I will be your ecstatic host for today. We are brought live to you on Meta Initiative's Twitch channel. And if you aren't familiar with Meta Initiative, what Meta Initiative likes to do is they're blending the sort of technology aspect of games with bringing it to the forefront of tabletop role playing. But you're here for demons and friendos, so let's just go around and introduce everybody that we have here today. And we'll start with top left on the Twitch stream, which is Zara.
That's me. Hi. My name is Addigale. I'm a voice actor, and I do a bunch of other things like writing and composing music and whatnot. You can find me at Addylicious. It's hard to spell, so good luck. I play Zara. I'm Demon Mommy. That's what I do.
And next, we have our esteemed Lex.
What's up, everybody? Never mind, not that. Hi, everyone. I'm Lex. I am playing Fang/Cephrial today. Hi to all my friends in the chat. Shout out Eli and Dice Drop and, all the homies. I'm really excited for this. We've been preparing for this for months because Old World Darkness is crunchy as hell, and so if you like that, stick around.
And next we have our dear friend Core, our dear laughy friend Core.
Hi everyone, my name's Core, my pronouns are he, him. I am nowhere near half as talented as these lovely people I'm playing with, but I'm more than excited to be joining them. I don't have a Twitter handle, I never intend on getting one, sorry Ankh, not sorry. Outside of that, I will be playing Bazzozan, hoping to cause a little bit of chaos and just add some fun to your lives.
And last but certainly not least, we have Aitch.
Hello everyone, my name is Aitch. I'm going to be playing the demon Micah, inhabiting the human Nact. You'll eventually get used to all of us having two names. I'm me the Tiny Beast on Twitter and everything else where I never post.
All right, to give everybody a little background as to what we are dealing with. A long, long time ago, there was everything and there was nothing. And the everything said, I don't want to touch that thing. So it made a barrier in between it called creation, in which all of the angels built it. And it put a lot of stuff on there. It's the standard Bible story. I'm just kind of abbreviating it for levity's sake. The idea is these characters were demons that had decided to fall for love of humanity. There was a cataclysm that they saw coming, found by the fiend named Azariel. Azariel saw a large black mark in the patterns moving towards creation, and brought this up to a council of archangels, of which a number of them, led by Lucifer Morningstar, decided it was time to remove the veil of ignorance from humanity and show them the secrets of creation. And then a giant war happened. And then that giant war went real badly for the Fallen. And now, after an eternity in a big, big, horrible prison in which you guys get to relive all your mental traumas, you're back here. And the only reason you aren't dragged straight back into the abyss is because you have taken a human host. And something about that human host has tempered eternities of torment and has grounded you and brought back what little grace you might still have. The date is Saturday, November 12th, 2016, and our story begins, as almost all good stories do, in a tavern. the Fells Point Tavern in particular. The sun has begun to set over the Patapsco River. A couple of clouds lazily drift across the sky as the weather dips towards freezing. Business at Fells Point Tavern off the corner of Thames and South Bond Street has started to pick up, as people opted to take some time off at the weekend to relieve some of the stresses of both the work week and the recent election. It's definitely, at the least, time to unwind a bit. We zoom in to the Fells Point Tavern, to a table in which a waitress has come up to and gives the occupants of the table a bright-eyed smile. Evening, and can I take your order? And she looks to you, Fang. Give us a little bit of a description of yourself.
Fang is an Asian American woman, about 5'5", sort of petite, but with quite a bit of like untoned muscle. She has like this really intense look in her eye all the time, and is sort of like, she softens it as she looks at the waitress. She has long black hair, bangs, hair usually in like a braid. The little purple character art by Honey Bunny, who's our incredible artist. That purple character is me, but that's more of, I don't dress like that in public. So just like plain clothes right now. I can't hear you, Unc.
Already starting great. So she nods and she what will you have today?
Well, I look over at Nat and say, we'll take an order of the Old Bay chicken wings. They put this red powder on everything here. I don't know if like all humans have this obsession, or I don't know, but it's tasty. The hosts like it, so we'll get an order of those. Side of French fries. You'll love these things; they're incredible. And I guess we'll do two. We'll do two meads for the table.
She nods slowly, having overheard some of your comments, and looks to you, Nat. Go ahead and describe yourself.
Sure. I'm also just like Honey's incredible character art there on the bottom right of the screen. I'm the blue one. So I am a very petite young woman. I look much younger than I am. I look like I should not be in this bar. But on Fang's constant insistence, I have learned to carry that little plastic thing that has my picture on it. The dress has pockets. I put it in the pocket and I keep it there now. So yes, I'm dressed in a sundress with a large white brim hat. But yes, I'm very much like the photo. I have short, a short bob, and I see this waitress's energy, all friendly and bubbly, and I just give her like 100-watt smile, trying to match it and kind of outdo it a little bit. Yeah, that would be just great. Thank you so much. And was planning to ask about that Old Bay teeny, but Lex beat me to it.
She, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a bother, but can I see some form of ID, just to make sure it's required in our business? Just
yeah. Don't Of course, we know how everything works.
I was more talking to. I was making. And she just reaches for Nat's ID.
Yeah, I pull it out. Oh, I know. It's I'll be grateful for it when I'm 40, won't I? That's a thing. I've heard people, like a bunch of people keep saying that to me, and so I've learned to repeat it.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's so annoying sometimes, but yeah, I'll get those orders for you. And she hands you back your ID, and we'll be right back. And
Thank you.
Goes and wanders off. The tavern's relatively busy. There are a couple free tables around, but you guys have your own little corner off to the side. Have fun.
I think Fang is gonna be like, that voice is a lot.
What? What voice? What voice are you talking about?
Don't use that on me. It's just us now. Can relax. I mean, if you want to stay in character, maybe that's, I don't know. So this is Fells Point. People like it here. A lot of people come here, get a lot of business here, and it's just sometimes it's just nice to not have to deal with everything and just go to a bar. And I don't know about you, but I have memories of being here and having, well, they're fuzzy memories, but I have them of this bar and drinking all night. They like this alcohol stuff.
I am aware. I have multiple memories of humans and their love for the drink.
Well, act the part maybe a little bit, loosen up, it's fine. What do you... There's nothing, we can just be ourselves, whatever that means now.
What is a French fry?
Well, you see, and I feel like Fang probably just goes into like a really over detailed explanation that involves like the history of the potato and like the how knives were invented and the bronze and steel age and all this stuff. And so it's just like droning on, and I feel like the camera pans somewhere.
Can you give me the exact contents of what is in Old Bay seasoning? Go.
Celery salt, paprika, natural flavors, and something else, for like something with for some, like silicon dioxide or something for freshness or dryness or something.
I feel a little bit of out of character. I'm from Maryland, as is our wonderful DM here, so the number of Baltimore, Maryland jokes and references that will be made are obnoxious.
We're in Baltimore, so when in Baltimore.
Put Old Bay on everything.
So as Fang is going into an over-detailed speech of what it means to put Old Bay on fries and what exactly a fry is, scientifically speaking and culinarily speaking, we come upon the exterior of Fells Point Tavern, where a gentleman in a very interesting set of garments is approaching with what we'll currently refer to as a friend. Mr. Baz, please describe yourself.
Oh, darling, with pleasure. Bazzozan, he's probably standing around 6'5", 6'6". He's got shock white hair with these kind of almost amber eyes. Bit of a faint smile, almost just kind of flickers across the face. Unlike some of the other lovely pictures by Honey Bunny with the, daytime people clothes, yeah, Baz just kind of peacocks. Wearing a red coat and kind of these long golden chains. He's currently kind of holding up a phone to this other woman. And as he does, he says, and here's what you do. You just type in something and you click the I'm feeling lucky button. It's marvelous. I'm telling you, it's marvelous.
And
Zara is entirely unimpressed.
let's what does Zara look like? What is tell us a little bit about Bazzozan's unimpressed friend.
Zara is about 5'7". She looks to be somewhat in her 30s with sort of deeper caramel toned skin and curly brown hair. She's got pretty greenish looking eyes and always wears sort of tattered, almost like tactical clothes, practical clothes. And she has very dark circles under her eyes and constantly looks just a little pissed off. Baz, I already told you I'm not interested.
What? Okay. Now I see how we're going to be. You're going to be all frustrated, all hard-ass, but we'll get a couple of drinks in you. We'll have ourselves a lovely banter, and, then everything will be right as rain. We'll be friendly. It's going to be such fun.
I'm not gonna have a good time regardless of how many drinks are in me. You got a babysitter without my permission.
I looked her up on Yelp. I'm telling you, she had like 4 stars and like 2 reviews.
You are insufferable already.
Just wait until we get alcohol. And Baz will open the door for her.
Yeah, you open the door, and same sort of thing. It's relatively packed, though. You're scoping around for a table. Someone comes up, but you notice, Baz, someone that you're moderately sure looks familiar from some things that you have seen before. Could that be? No. You're moderately. Oh, go ahead.
Oh me, oh my. Is there like a hostess?
Yes, there's a hostess. She is getting ready to seat you.
Okay. I'm going to say, do me several favors. 1, can you get 2 chairs and just put them next to those people over there? Secondly, get like a pitcher of water. And thirdly, ask your manager if he'd like $7,500 to clear out this tavern outside of that table for the next hour. Yes? Can you do that for me? Okay, lovely. Zara, we're going to have so much more fun.
And the hostess goes over to the bar and is gonna talk to the manager. You see the manager's just like and you start seeing people hurried up to finish, and 2 chairs are dragged over. Feng and Nat, pardon, we're just pulling these 2 chairs. Apparently, we didn't realize that you
Why?
were a party of 4. I'm sorry. And
That is incorrect. And then I'm going to look back towards the front. I don't know if I know who Baz is.
yeah, I don't think you notice. I would recognize either of them, but
Okay, I just look back, and then I look back at Nat.
Oh.
There's something you'd like to tell me?
Not particularly. But it seems we're going to be having a guest joining us.
There's 2 chairs. Who is the guest, and who is the person they are making this number 2 with?
I know the guest. I don't know who he is with. That would be Bazzozan. I believe I've mentioned that name before.
This is unpleasant. An unpleasant development. Well, we can leave right now,
Yes, let's.
but we would have to go past them at the front door.
I'm sure there's a back door.
If I've clocked them and they look uncomfortable, can I just like raise my arms wide open and go, "Siblings! Oh, darling, delightful to see you."
Zara's
Yep.
ducking her face.
Meanwhile, Feng is a full Asian American woman, and I don't know what Nat looks like as far as that. So siblings, maybe it's adopted, I guess, is the implication. But that would be very funny.
hey, so at least Feng and Baz look similar.
Or Baz and Nat.
I don't know about that one actually. You 2 look more similar than.
Well, I just mean in the story, it would make no sense. In Baltimore, in the
Yeah.
United States.
You'll see. Yeah. If Zara's not moving or uncomfortable, I'm just gonna tootle on over. and I'll flip the chair around and kind of sit down, and I'll say, "Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh man, I thought to myself, what would make this evening better, and to drink with a gourmet such as yourself, well, truly marvelous. But I don't believe I know you." Just kind of looking towards Cephrial.
You talk way too much, but
Oh, you've noticed.
I'm Fang. Nice to meet you. What is there a little history here that I should know about?
You.
Well, history, let's see. Yes, I suppose that we all fought on the same side at one point, which makes us co-workers, but we're also all God's creation, which makes us siblings to some degree or another. Does that, I mean, related? I've never really looked into the family tree.
Oh. I look over at Nat. You could have said he was...
Iron Legion. I'm so sorry, no, Silver Legion.
Yeah. You're a funny little creep. How can we help you?
Little's the wrong word. Tall. I picked one with height. I like height. It's fun. You get to look over people.
Yeah, they do have a thing about height, so how can we help you?
Likely.
Well, I was just hoping we could sit down. But where are my manners? I'm not the only one who wants to sit here. My friend has clearly been so interested in making your acquaintance and sharing your company. Zara, come over here. Come, let's all chat together. We are all just good old friends catching up after it's been oh so long. I mean, after all, it's not like one can send a text message where we've been.
I don't imagine we can.
Zara is going to almost snake her way over to the table. Is there like a pillar of some kind that's nearby the table?
Yeah, and there are some that are near the bar. It's a relatively I don't want to say thin, but you know what I mean, where it's longer than it is wide. The chair that they're at is in front of the bar, and there's at least the edge of the bar which has that pillar up towards the ceiling.
I won't sit just to spite Baz. I'll lean on this pillar and watch.
Have you already, I guess, is it marriage? What do they do here? Is this like, does she know? Is she one of us?
Have you ever seen, I mean, you probably aren't too technologically inclined. You ever see Facebook? You ever hear about that?
I've heard the name, yes.
Okay. On Facebook, there's this funny little thing called statuses. If you scroll down far enough, it's complicated. And then if we could add a smiley face past that point, that's basically where we're at. Because we're such good pals, aren't we, Zara?
You know, if I weren't so tired, I'd strangle you right now.
But you are tired. A mother's duty. Isn't that a shame? That's why we came to get drinks. Why are you here?
Oh, a mother. You chose a mother. Fang is like sidestepping the question. A mother, that's so interesting. How did you choose that? How did you come across that? Clearly Baz likes height, and you like little humans more?
It was just what was available at the time. Fucking sue me.
Okay, I mean, I'm just asking questions here. You've invited yourself to our evening out, and that's perfectly okay. But, humor me.
Well, if you don't enjoy my company, well, and truly, I believe I am the best company one could find in this festering shithole of a city sometimes, I did want to, satisfy my curiosity. How long have you been in town, the both of you?
I'm gonna look over at Nat since I've been taking point for a little bit. I'm like, oh, they know each other, I guess, so I'll let Nat speak.
And I give you very long-winded, eloquent answer of sometime. Is there... I know there's not always a point with you. Actually, most often there is very little to none, but just so we're all prepared, is there a point right now?
What, through my lovely conversation?
So no, okay.
Well, I was curious. How much do you know about a fellow runs the city? Horrible moniker. Calls himself the Tyrant.
I've heard it passed around, so yeah.
We're aware.
Did you haven't met the person?
No, I don't. Some people say not even real.
Yes, well, some people say the world is flat. I found that out recently.
Oh, that's awful. God, they've really come a long way in the worst way since they had us around.
They certainly have. Well, I suppose we can leave you to your drinks. After all, you were here for a nice time. But and how full is it still? Are people starting to leave or
Yeah,
what?
people have actually during this point have already started to leave the tavern. You have noticed that there's like in the last couple seconds a gentleman who has just walked in wearing just kind of looking around the tavern, nose held up, wearing red spectacles, and he just kind of looks across the room. Could I have everyone make a wits plus awareness check for me, please?
Oh, you'll love to hear it.
The difficulty is going to be 8.
Ooh. Oh no, I got 0 successes rolling 5 d10, but no
Okay.
ones. I don't have any ones. I have a 6, 5, 5, 4, 2.
Cool.
Overall, I got a -1 on successes.
Did
'Cause
you
I
roll
dodged.
no successes at all?
I rolled no successes at all.
Oh, even better. Okay, we'll come back to that.
An 8 and a 9. 2 for 2.
Okay.
Oh my god, I rolled 5 dice.
And H, what about you?
My character sheet is not loading, so I will tell you just 1 minute.
I will get you backup d10s for next time.
Oh no, it's not an issue with the roll, it's the character sheet itself.
Oh.
I might have a copy if you want. But well, let's start with the botch first. Let's start with the botch first. Bazzozan, normally you are, pretty aware of things, I feel like, that are going on around you. Except for right now, because you're so hyper-fixated on, like, okay, the tavern has been cleared. I'm just ready to fuck with people. You can't tell anything is going on outside of this whole little world now that you have gotten your little success in clearing out the bar with just money. See if I can find
Really quick, what was the difficulty you said?
8. Cool. So, with Zara and Nat, you both, as this gentleman is kind of looking about the room, someone kind of peeks out from behind him. A smaller gentleman, wearing mostly a white jacket, and just as he looks at your table, you feel lore being used. You feel the very effectively the scripts of creation being activated. You don't know necessarily what's being used, but you know that it's coming from that general direction. So it's pretty obvious that someone's just cast something, and as that kind of dissipates, he taps the gentleman in the red glasses on the shoulder and just points to your table. And that person just smiles and approaches.
As that person is approaching, I'm going to like stand in their way and just stare them down. What do you want? Four Eyes.
Hey, you're one of the new people, right? How about you back off and sit the fuck down, because I got a message for you guys.
From who?
Boss man.
Boss man.
Yeah, is this loud enough to be heard from the table?
Oh,
It's
yes.
an empty bar at this point, so...
Yeah.
And
I'm not
he's
trying
making
to be secretive.
he's making it very clear he's addressing all of you.
Boss man.
Yeah. Mr. Barr needs to have a word with you for. If I understand, at least two of you work for what's the fucker's name? Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence owed Mr. Barr a couple favors, so he said that he would see where the newbies were gonna be, and lucky you, that's you guys. So sit the fuck down, and I got a message for you.
Does all of these people? Do all of these people talk so much?
Zara's gonna kind of like, sort of like stand a little taller and like almost look this person over, and then she's a little defiant for a moment longer, and then she goes back to lean on that pillar.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So you've left a chair open, and he just slides right into it. The person that was wearing, the gentleman with the white jacket, just kind of awkwardly shuffles through the between Zara and the table, which looks like picks up on the I don't want to be caught in the crossfire, moves past Zara, sits on a bar stool. But the guy sits down and's like, hey, so if I understand from the little patternsy shit that Mr. Lawrence is pulling, you people are some of the newest in the city, and as a result, Mr. Barr has a job for you. I say it's a job as if it's like you have an option to not do it. You don't have an option to not do it. Tomorrow morning, you're gonna show up at the harbor, 10 a.m., one of the docks. He tells you a location, which is one of the, does anyone have, like, anything local? Check something.
I mean, we're at Fells Point, which is closer to the water.
Yeah. He actually just points across and indicates one of the docks that people that are local and have just a relative decent knowledge of the area, where like the tour boats go from, like the big 3-section tour boats. Just says, yeah. So 10 a.m. Mr. Barr's place, and if you don't show up, he's gonna kill all of you.
Kill all of that's okay.
Yeah, that's just how he operates. Sorry.
So we just ghost over to another city, find a host, or find another host. Who cares?
Yeah, that's not gonna check out for you.
All right, what's the real threat? Just be forthright. It's clearly there's a whole thing going on here. I'm kind of tired of this already. So give me the gory details. What's gonna happen to our forms and all this stuff if we don't comply?
Cephrial.
What?
Not my job, bitch. So, I need you.
What is your job? Just asking.
None of your business. So, how long have you
What's
been
your
here?
name, Spectacles?
You could just call me Spectacles, that'll work fine.
Fine.
So, like I said, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll see you there. Oh, and if you don't show up, we're just gonna assume that you're probably guilty of whatever he's dealing with. So, like I said, it's in your interest to actually show up.
Oh my god, please leave. We got it. 10 a.m. Show up.
Yeah, funnily enough, this table is reserved for friends.
Yeah, for friends. And you seem like you don't have a lot of those, so why don't you just skitter on home and jerk off like everyone else does?
All right. And he just hits the table a couple times and he says, "See you tomorrow." And he walks off, and the gentleman in the white coat just kind of looks between you guys and he goes, "That's just how he is. But yeah, we would recommend showing up tomorrow at 10. It's a relatively serious matter. Just ignore him, but we'll hopefully see you then. I don't want bad shit to happen."
Little fellow, might I inquire, because you've been so polite, what's your name?
You can just call me Julian.
Thank you, Julian. You've been so helpful.
No worries. And he just
I
nods and
snarl at him as he walks past me. I snarl at him.
he jumps. He's not happy, and he just he kind of does a little and right out the door behind his bespectacled friend.
Is there a waitress somewhere within vicinity?
Yes. She comes over and just
Hi, thank you. Quick question. I'm not super familiar. What's the most alcohol-y alcohol that you have?
absinthe.
That.
All right. I look
Did
over
we get
at...
our wings?
Yeah, she was actually bringing you the wings as so
Alright,
you
so
now have.
You'll
Go ahead.
grab both ends. I mean, I guess I keep over-explaining stuff. I'm sorry.
You do. It's adorable.
You know. Okay. I'm looking over at Zara and being like, just trying to get a read on her, because clearly Baz. How is Baz like emoting right now with the order of very strong alcohol?
Funnily enough, he's not really drinking so much as he's just drinking it from a pitcher of water.
Interesting.
Just the picture.
Dude
Like
likes
he's
to
not
piss.
pouring it. Like he's not pouring it into a glass. He's just drinking from the pitcher.
No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get a read on. I just want to like look over at Zara and see what she's doing.
Is the absinthe already on the table at this point?
Not yet. It's actually as you say absinthe, because there's no one else at the bar. Like the bartenders are being relatively attentive to you because they're gonna get paid a lot today.
Yeah.
And just slides the bottle over. Do you guys want sugar with that? You pour it over the.
Judging by your tone of voice, yes, we want the sugar.
Okay, he just gives you little sugar cubes and just. Okay, he just hands it over because clearly you guys don't know how to drink absinthe.
I came out of the abyss 2 weeks ago, a month
It's
ago.
okay. It's okay.
Absinthe
Okay.
is
I believe in you.
What do you want from me? Forget about it.
Zara's expression doesn't really change, but she pours herself a drink, and she just holds it. She doesn't drink it yet.
I do. I have no qualms. I just knock it back. Oh, did we lose?
Oh, no, it's okay. But
I have no qualms. I just absolutely just knock it back.
cool. Yeah, it's rough. It's real rough. Have you ever actually had absinthe?
Nope, and I do.
bad.
I can't understand. I do not have a straight face. I have very much overestimated my willpower versus my body's like tolerance of this sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like drinking
Can I roll to see how I handle it?
Yeah,
What would that be?
sure.
I want to see.
Let's go with let's keep stammering while I buy myself some time. It's gonna be stamina plus probably a inappropriate stat. We'll just say stamina plus wits. We'll go with stamina plus wits.
I'm sorry, I forgot. That's a lie. I have one of my flaws is low alcohol tolerance.
Okay, so what does it tell you to do?
Let me pull that up really quick. I also want to note, basically all of my flaws are based off of real life, such as short. It's funny you guys were mentioning short. By the way, Micah is 4'10", which is my height, real life. Right, where do we find flaws? Does anyone remember that?
It's in the player's guide. We can just in.
Well, it's like third. I guess it doesn't have the text on it either. But
One sec, guys. Trying to pull Addie back up.
And looking through, we'll definitely get very good at knowing our things, but at the same time, for anyone who has never played Demon, this thing is a beast of a document, and you cannot control F, so.
Yeah, Old World lacks a certain je ne sais index.
Je ne sais accessibility.
Welcome back. I'm so sorry. I think my computer maxed out on its RAM.
Oh, you should mute yourself on the one thing.
StreamYard.
Yeah. Came through double. But yeah, no, it's okay. Hey. This is how it goes, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now you're double muted.
Perfect.
Yay! So yeah, I think we'll just say for now it's going to be a roll of stamina plus wits, because that just sounds funny. And if you have that flaw, because I don't remember what it is off the top of my head,
I found it, yeah.
hey, what's it say?
Double any penalties your character suffers for consuming alcohol.
Even better. Difficulty 8 to see how well you soak, not actually damage.
And that's with just stamina?
Yeah.
Well, did you say stamina? Just
We'll
stamina.
just say plus stamina, I think.
Okay.
Seems appropriate. Like, you I think you swallow half of it and then spit the rest out.
What was the roll for the people at home?
It looks like it was a bad time.
Did it show for you guys? The roll isn't showing for me, I think.
Yeah, the first one showed for me, which was -1, a botch.
We'll go with that. Oh, sorry, I must have accidentally hit enter multiple times.
It's all good. So yeah, you botched. So it's just, you spray it across the table. It's like you get some of it down and then you just...
God, you have to take care of this thing.
I thought the whole point of being here was to do this.
Yeah, but clearly you are bad at it, so you gotta practice more. Sorry.
Well, I have the old memories. You're supposed to have the new memories. You're supposed to help me with this half of it.
Okay. I haven't tried everything yet. I mean, I guess I have the memories of it, but this was something else. I haven't done this before. Anyway, I think I'm gonna try to take a sip too, or like I'm gonna try to shoot it back just to see how it affects me.
Sure, go ahead and roll that dear stamina check.
Okay.
So you saw how bad I did and was like, let me try to do the exact same thing to see how it goes.
Yeah, like clearly you're overreacting or something, you know.
That is a very Fang move.
Okay, that is a 4, 4, and a 1. So that's a -1 also.
Yeah, you swallow it, but like it doesn't hit you immediately, but like as soon as it like hits your stomach, you're getting like nauseous.
Ugh.
You ever have that moment where like you can drink these alcohols, but like any certain type of alcohol you drink, it just immediately makes you sick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel unwell.
Ugh, they used to make so much. Oh, alcohol used to be so much better.
I look at the bartender. Is this poison? Did you poison me?
I mean, yes, it is poison, but you pay for it.
I'm going to pour 2 more glasses and push one to Baz and be like, you do this. Even though I spit out most of it, is it still affecting me?
Oh yeah, like you still got like a solid sippy in.
So you're telling me that within the hour that I paid for, in the first roughly 2 minutes of that time, you want me to take a shot of absinthe, as opposed to enjoying several drinks?
It's one shot.
If you can't do it, Bazzozan.
Plus, you were so insistent on how you chose a tall one, and the tall ones can do this more easily. So,
Baz will type in his phone, "Do I care about this?" and he clicks the "I'm feeling lucky" button, and then he'll take a shot.
oh my god, it's freaking Two-Face, but with Google. I love that. That's just chef's kiss, core. I love these character choices.
Just curious, what showed up on the I'm feeling lucky search? You know what? Actually, don't answer that, because I'll probably be scared.
Okay, it's not being nice, and Foundry's not telling me what I rolled, so I'm just gonna do it. What was the difficulty? Did you say 8?
Yes.
Okay. No. Oh, 1 success.
Hey, yeah, you swallow it, and Bazzozan just to pucker a little bit, but yeah, it goes down hot. Is the best way to put it. It's you can feel it like it just punched you in your sinuses, but you're fine. Right up the nose.
Horribly unpleasant. Drink wine or something. Even let's introduce you to cocktails. Jesus.
Those have way more alcohol.
Out of character, have any of us actually had absinthe? I've never had it.
I haven't had the full thing, but I have had it a couple of times. It tastes like black licorice.
Shit, I have actually had it before.
Well, there's also the European.
Whoa, that is a buried memory. Oh my god.
It was the absinthe.
I like it, but it will punch you in the face if you're not prepared.
I think there's also a difference between like proper absinthe and the absinthe that's legal in the United States.
Yeah.
Which isn't to say that you can't have had it in the United States, because that just. I mean, we're not going to admit to crimes on stream, but yeah, it tastes like black licorice, and it's not pleasant.
Says, well, at least I got your response correct. It seems.
I'm going to pour another one and look at Zara and just stare.
She stares back, and then she shakes the glass in her hand. She has her own.
Of absinthe?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I didn't notice. I was already drunk.
Okay.
Yeah, she's still not drinking it. She's just holding it.
So
I continue to stare until I see her drink it. I need to know the gauge of. This is a very long thing, but I need to know.
If there's a prolonged silence where my friend is harassing someone I don't know, I'm just gonna be like, we don't have to. It's not pleasant. So if you don't like unpleasant things, don't worry about it. But do we have Baz? What do we have left to talk about?
Well, things kind of happened in an order that I wasn't expecting. So now I'm here, just kind of enjoying this moment. But, I have this place for an hour. We could sit, we could chat, we could catch up. Why don't we? And, or I suppose you could leave because, well, I bought the place for an hour. So you are welcome to stay, drink, chat, catch up, or, well, I suppose there are other places. You can go get more chicken wings, as it were.
Zara is going to sort of stand up and kind of stretch her shoulders, and then she'll just kind of laugh, just quiet, very methodically, and then she'll just very cruelly look at Baz and say, "Leaving's a great idea." And then she'll just, from whatever height she's holding it, drop the glass onto the table, letting it spill everywhere, and she walks out.
Ooh, a feisty wife you chose.
A very, very feisty one indeed. That's fine. We can work with that. So, I do wonder how they found us, or whomst they found, or how that even works. I wonder if I get to meet the tyrant, or if we're just supposed to meet, the unpleasant one at the harbor tomorrow.
Then about Mr. Barr, Mr. Lawrence. I suppose the tyrant. What, do you have a bone to pick with him, or you want to meet him? Seems like a great guy.
I'm just interested in meeting him.
Well, this has been something.
I'm right. Been so fun.
I'll admit it was a little fun. We haven't had. We're working out the new bodies currently, so yeah, I'm not out of character. I'm not even sure what Fang would do here. It's like, I guess, well, we got to be up at 10 tomorrow, or we're gonna be at the place at 10. I think what I'm gonna do is just like sort of get up, like leisurely walk towards the door, and then like walk outside, and then look down look around to see if I can see where Zara's like walking, just to see.
As a note for our lovely DM, I would specifically be looking to duck in an alley. Some kind of weird, unorthodox way to not necessarily go home.
Yeah, there's a number of allies.
Yeah, allies.
There are a number of alleys in this area. It's actually relatively close to a street, so there are a bunch of alleys separating the blocks and the buildings. So it's very simple to just duck in. So if Cephrial's looking, you actually don't see Zara on the street that Fells Point Tavern is on.
Okay, I'll just kind of shrug my shoulders and stand outside and think about just everything. There's a lot happening. I think Fang just has to like process this all.
Oh, darling, does that mean we're alone?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
How'd it taste? I have to know.
I stand up and leave. I go and I join. I go and I join Fang, and I say, yes, if we stay any longer, he's only going to get more annoying. So.
Oh, I thought I'd leave you alone for a bit. Catch up on old times. Apparently,
no.
You know him, and I think I get more of the human side comes out, and it's like, ooh, you know him. He's tall. I mean, and clearly got a lot of money. So I don't know. It'd be good for Nat. I'm just saying Nat. Nat had some stuff to get together. This seems like, money and height solve a lot of things.
2 words: Silver Legion.
I forget that the demons are still. We're all still in here.
Demons?
Yeah. You don't like it? You don't like the that very fearsome name we got?
Oh no, I was simply saying you forget that demons are demons?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That Julian seemed nice. Zara seemed reasonable, at least. Looked as unhappy as she should have looked to be seemingly dragged out with, a character like that. But we'll have to work together with whatever this is. I hope it's like a one and done thing, and then we can like go back to our lives.
Well, there is one thing that I can say regarding Bazzozan. If my memories serve correctly, if violence is involved, it would be better to have him on our side. And I am doubtful that that was tempered when he came here.
All right, I guess it is what it is, isn't it?
And as you're both standing here, you both, specifically Nat and Zara, get individual texts, all in lowercase letters, from a number you recognize being that of Josh Lawrence, just saying, I just got told. Oh fuck, oh shit, my bad. I would have warned you had I known. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Unhappy face, unhappy face, unhappy face.
The phone buzzes and I hand it immediately just to Fang. I'm just like, what is it doing?
There's text that you can read and communicate with people. You can do. Who are you? You have so many friends that I don't know about, apparently. And then I'm gonna look at the phone too, and then I guess see that message.
Yeah, you just see, oh shit, oh fuck, my bad, sorry, 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 unhappy face, unhappy face, unhappy face.
Is it a group text with the three of them, or is it two separate texts?
It's two separate texts, one sent individually.
Gotcha. And I'm just gonna. I would imagine the name is not programmed into this, so it's just like a series of numbers. Okay, who is this?
That's Josh Lawrence, leader of the Cryptids.
Yes? The Cryptics.
Cryptics.
Mothman has contacted you.
That'd be sick. Mothman the Fallen?
New game. We'll draft it tonight.
Does Fang know who the leader of the Cryptics is?
I would have discussed things, with you.
Okay.
Micah's fairly open about what's going on that end. I also, as you look, you'll see that there is like more things like texting back and forth. So I clearly have used this before. I just enjoy making you do this.
Look, and okay, well, you got to tell me the password so I can get it. Hold your face up to this and open up the phone. Okay, well, what is he doing? What does he want? What is he saying? This sounds bad. Did he sell you out?
Likely not intentionally.
Who cares if it was intentional
also likely,
or not?
sort of.
Intentional? Who cares about the intentions?
Just as a sort of thing that you would know about Lawrence, Micah, Lawrence is of the same house as you. It is not hard to set a state of parameters that are extremely vague when looking into the patterns and getting an answer that might have your friends caught in the crossfire. So, at the very least, just knowing what you know of reading patterns, since you are actually more proficient at patterns reading than he is, likely that is possibly what could have happened.
Yeah, that is likely what happened. It appears that he acquired information regarding us and was not the most tight-lipped around it.
I
Intention
swear,
or not?
everybody becomes a fuck up when they come to this side. I don't. Oh. I think we probably walk home. I think that's a good scene, and then I want to see what the others are up to.
Yeah. So let's before we figure out into what the alleyway antics are, hey Bazzozan, how's it like drinking alone?
Something he's familiar with, I'm sure.
Is there a TV in here?
Yeah, there's a TV. It's kind of just playing the news.
Anything interesting?
Yeah, actually. There's been it's a special kind of going on about some of the recent crimes that have been going on in Baltimore. Especially in some of the more not like on the harbor, but more into the city itself. They're noting that the police chief is commenting on a number of disappearances that have been going on. just kind of petty theft increasing. They're a little bit more concerned because 2 police officers were murdered in the line of duty in what should have been a relatively simple cleanup operation after a murder had already been committed in a small shop. It's kind of just the depressing sort of news that gets sensationalized.
Baz, the chief of police is speaking, yes?
Yes, he's addressing the... This was from earlier in the day, more of a recap of like a... What's it called? Not a forum, but them talking to a crowd of reporters sort of thing.
Baz will kind of stare at the face and think, that may come in handy later. And then he is going to sip on a drink and think. Maybe in about 20-30 minutes, he has somewhere he's going to go.
All right. Then let's head into the alleyways. Zara, was there something specific you were looking to do once you did a hide? Did a
Yeah. So when I get the text, I'm going to like sort of unintentionally start like gripping the phone until the screen starts to crack. And then I just kind of take a breath, put the phone in my pocket, and I keep walking down the alleyway. Do I see anyone?
Yeah. You see, like, just kind of 2 people out back of one of the other stores. Just looks like they're on a smoke break.
I'm gonna approach them. And I'm gonna ask for a cigarette. Got a spare one?
They kind of look you over because you're in the middle of a weird alley. But one of the guys just pops one of the cigarettes out and hands it over to you, and need a light.
Yep, put it in my mouth and I'll lean forward.
He flicks it up and lights your cigarette.
I want to smoke with them for a little bit. I don't say anything. If they ask me questions, I'll grunt non-committally. And then right as I finish my cigarette, I want to laugh and shake my head and say, people are weird. It's interesting to me how you kind of just create your own world. We're not all living in the same one. We create our own hells, and we relive those every day without being able to really escape them because we made them for ourselves. For comfort, some kind of sanctuary. But yet all we really do in the end is suffer. And then we die. And even that's not permanent sometimes. I'm gonna stomp out a cigarette and just keep walking.
They were definitely like on the same page with you for a little bit when you were talking about, us all being in different worlds, because they can relate to that as retail workers. But, dying and then coming back was a little bit strange. And as you leave, they're just kind of left like, okay.
She's so fucking cool.
You're able to...
She gets it.
She's the protagonist. We're all just the side characters, is what they're thinking.
This is we didn't get paid enough at 5 Below for this today.
How late is 5 Below open in Baltimore?
Late enough for the purposes of my imaginary world.
Zara did leave way early. Like, she was, like, gone.
One other thing I want to do, DM.
Okay.
I want to find another alley, specifically empty. But are there any animals in this alley?
roll me just kind of a wits plus survival, I think it was.
A Baltimore Oriole, perhaps?
A Baltimore rat.
Or a crab?
In the city?
A
In a-
crab.
You know, city crabs.
A loose crab. They get into the sewers. They
Common
breed.
thing known about Baltimore, it is infested with crabs. Like Futurama with the owls being like rats, it's crabs in Baltimore.
That's why they eat so many. It's necessary.
The difficulty, by the way, is 6.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I got 1 success, a 7, a 3, and a 5.
Yeah. You find like an alleyway with and just with your sort of senses, you can end up hearing little rustling of paper and plastic, coming from a dumpster out back of one of the other restaurants in Fells Point.
A child.
It's a job.
It's Hugo. No, sorry.
What?
Just leave me pizza money.
My babysitter said dumpster diving was a good thing to do. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like walk over, see if I can see what it is. I assume it's a rat, but
Yeah, it's a couple rats in the dumpster.
I want to try to coax one to me. Like maybe I still have sugar residue on my fingertips.
Roll me a manipulation plus animal ken. Difficulty 7 because they're wild rats, but you have sugar, which is delicious. I can say from owning rats.
Okay. Oh, I gotta use my lucky dice for this one. I got an 8.
Okay, cool. So you succeed. One of them, you're leaning on the edge of the dumpster, just kind of putting your fingers in there for them to come and sniff, and one of them is just a standard brown rat, just kind of comes over one of the little trash bags and just.
Cool. Yeah. So I guess I'll try to like almost like coddle this rat a little bit. Just say, it doesn't matter what kind of species we are, we all have hard lives, huh? Just kind of talking to it, almost cooing at it a little. When I like finally get it to where it's comfortable and kind of nibbling at my fingers, I'm just gonna start slowly trapping it, and then squeezing, and then just very quietly say, but mine's been tougher than yours. And I just want to squish it so hard that it explodes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a rat. Yeah, it's just a rat. So, yeah, okay.
Imagine the squeaking noise.
Yeah, it's horrific, and it's probably trying to nibble at your fingers, but it can't do it that well.
The rat was also on its smoke break.
The rat was also on its smoke break.
You worked at Target. Leave him alone.
It had its own tiny little rat-sized cigarette that it was smoking. Hey, how's it going?
I don't think you were smoking a full human-sized cigarette. Hey, how you doing?
A rat-sized cigarette. It's epoxy. It's epoxy.
Oh.
Oh.
Epoxy on all your houses. Sorry. Go ahead, and I'm pretty sure, because you just straight up murdered a thing, that I'm gonna have you roll your torment versus your
Willpower?
conscience. Roll your conscience.
Okay.
Yeah, and just roll conscience itself.
Got it. Okay, so a 2 and a 9.
Difficulty 8, so you succeed. You crush this rat, and you're doing this like just in the moment. You really need that sort of a sort of kick, that sort of rush.
My outlet.
And as like this rat starts like screaming, and I don't know if you have seen rats when they're unwell, but they do that thing where they click to breathe out of their mouths, because you've crushed it, so it's starting to do that, and you feel that all of that anger start to well up, and as you get to the point of properly killing the rat, you feel awful. You just feel this is not the sort of thing that you would do. You would have fixed the muscles. You would have moved them back into the right places, repaired the bones, and you are the thing that is actively tangling muscles up in shapes that they shouldn't be, and piercing organs with bones. And now this little creature that now you see the little ones that you used to work on, and you see yourself crushing them. You don't gain a point of temporary torment.
I just get frustrated and just lean back down and let the rat go. But I'm just gonna like lean on like the brick of the alleyway and just sort of like flex my hands back and forth. And then I can't bear it anymore, and I just start slugging at this brick wall. I'm not screaming, not doing anything other than just trying to tear my own flesh off at this point. And when I'm finally satisfied with how my fingers are, I'm just gonna look up to the heavens and shake my head. Fuck you.
All right. I think we can wrap up for that night.
Really quick, sorry.
Oh,
Do you
no,
mind?
sure, okay.
Once we're home, I would actually like to use my lore of patterns.
Sure.
I remember I have like future vision.
Yeah, which one are you going to use? Are you spending faith on it? How are you looking to proceed?
Yeah, I'm going to use causal influence.
Okay. Tell us about that.
So, a fiend can use its powerful evocation to gain insight into events up to several days into the future, and depending on my intentions, I can hone in on which causal threads I must affect to achieve a desired result. I only get the information, so it's up to me with what I do with it. So I can, as I roll, that'll tell me how many successes gives me how many days in advance I get, as well as how many questions I can ask you on.
Ooh.
Cool. Go ahead and roll. I think it tells you what to roll in the pattern. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be rolling perception plus intuition, which that's where I put lots of points.
I'm surprised. Sorry.
And this is going to be a random event, so it's going to be a difficulty of 9.
Do you have to specify what the events are that you're looking into?
It just says the evocation can be focused on a specific person, place, or upcoming event.
Okay. What upcoming event are you looking into then?
I'm looking at tomorrow morning, our meeting with the tyrant.
Okay, cool. And are you spending faith on this to try to avoid the high torment version of it coming through?
It would appear that it's actually required.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
it says like spend a faith point and roll these things, so.
Okay. So yeah, then one is at least spent.
Faith doesn't regenerate automatically.
Not for most people.
Ooh. It's a big resource, but I think it's worth it. Definitely makes sense.
Did it show up? It's not
Yes.
showing for me.
I got it. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 9.
Oh. So no successes.
Dang it.
Yeah, you
Wait, isn't there a 10 in here?
but a
But I
one
got a
was
1.
rolled
Oh,
as
a
well.
1. Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
I have 7 in this. Come on, man.
Jesus, difficulty 9 is hard. Yeah, you start you try to just sit down and tell us what it looks like when you look through patterns.
I have gotten into the habit of when I will often go into the streets and I will find certain people who seem vulnerable, might be a word, and I will essentially use typical sort of fortune telling tactics to tell certain things about them using sometimes my lore abilities. And in doing so, I've started using, especially like a pendulum a lot. It's just sort of like my signature thing because seeing something physically seems to make people believe you more. So I've just gotten into the habit. I will just find a space in the living room, sit cross-legged, close my eyes, and hold the pendulum in front of me, and just feeling the way it moves, try to essentially sift through. The way that it would happen would be a rush of like images through my mind. So I'm just trying to clear my mind and waiting to see if / when they come.
So when you start focusing and you expend your faith, first off, Feng, you do sense lore being used nearby. And
I figure I'd tell Fang I'm going to try to see what's happening tomorrow.
So you look in and you view the patterns, all of the threads of creation, in your way, which are the threads between various creatures and plants, and how they all interconnect with everything else, and following the threads out from that. And you can't really find the one for this one. You get caught into places where the tapestry looks like it's been torn, and places where it looks almost metallic.
Any particular color of that metal?
No, can't tell.
I hate to say there's no mycelium. There's no mycelial network. It's just dead.
So yeah, I'm sorry that it didn't work out. Yeah, so you can
the patterns of the universe.
remember also you can always spend a faith point beforehand to add more successes if you ever want. So this one cost the one to use it, but 2 faith points would have gotten you automatic success. But that's a lot. All right. And Baz, you said you had one more thing for us to do.
Yes. 30 minutes in, maybe a couple of cocktails. Baz has been staring at the chief of police. And then an idea pops into the head and he smiles. He gets up. He walks out. And I'd like to go, as he does, in fact, actually, as soon as I've stepped outside, I'd like to use a law, please.
Okay. Which one?
I am going to alter appearance.
All right.
And I would like to begin transmogrifying into the chief of police. But in plain clothes.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me your dice. Are you spending any faith on this?
No, I'm
Okay.
not. So how many dice is this again? This is, I believe,
Charisma plus subterfuge is what it says in my one document that actually showed it this time.
lovely. Okay, so that would be 5, and the difficulty is...
That's a good question. We'll say 8. Normally, lore, I think, is 8.
8.
Unless it says otherwise.
3 successes.
Woo!
Cool. And that... What's your torment again? Is it 3?
Yes.
Congratulations. You don't have horrific deformities this time.
Okay, great. So Baz will
See?
kind of look over his skin, and then he'll kind of, I would like to. Okay, perfect. This'll do. And then he's gonna go find some policemen.
Okay.
Just a couple on duty.
Pretty easy to find in Baltimore.
Yeah, you can wander around and find a policeman after a certain point in time. Just kind of like one, just standing on a corner.
All right. Yeah. So immediately, Baz goes up to him and says, "Officer, officer, hey you. What's your name? I haven't seen you around before. You on duty?
Yes. Mention on duty. Yes, sir.
Good to see you working hard. Now, you're aware of the convenience store case, yes?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you have a question about the case, sir?
No, I don't have a question, son. I'm the chief of police. I don't have questions. I have answers.
I'm sorry. I'm.
Look.
Yes, sir. How can I help you, sir?
Well, I was wandering around. I thought to myself, I would go get a Kit Kat and also question some of the people at the convenience store just a little bit. And when I did, I thought I had a couple of epiphanies. And so I asked our suspect in question, or at least our witness, the woman who was working the store that day, and she remembered more. She told me about this kind of tallish man, and he was wearing these red spectacles, and I'm going to describe everything about the spectacle man. I'm going to describe every detail. And if you noticed, I was staring at him for a very long time.
The
because
whole
I was
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. You pass on the the details of the red spectacled man, his fashion, the little things that he was wearing. Pass it on to the officer.
I'm going to say, listen, son, I want you to put out an APB on this man. If he shows his fucking face in Baltimore, I want to know about it. I want to be heard about it, and maybe we'll even relay it to some news crews. They'll get his face up eventually. We'll get it circulating around, but for now, I just want you to tell the other boys in the department because I found this while I was off duty. And now I want you to keep on doing exactly what you do for this city because I respect you and I love you.
That's a little weird, sir, but thank you.
Sorry, I'm so passionate about my job.
You seem much more passionate tonight, sir, than normal. If there's anything,
we're gonna get the fucks to kill our boys.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'll make sure the boys know, and we'll put that APB out as soon as we can. And he starts talking into his little. I just spoke to the chief, who I have yet to name. And he starts speaking in and to get the APB in. You hear him get that confirmation.
Okay, I'll say, keep on doing God's work. I'll give myself a little smile, and then I will wander away.
Cool.
Amazing.
Oh God! All right.
It's so good.
Yeah. We're just gonna pick up right where we left off before we switch over to our next day. We have to return someone home. Zara, you return home to the babysitter you've never met before, just sitting on the couch, playing on her phone, and Hugo's sitting watching TV. And as you open the door, he's like, "Oh, hi, Mom. How are you? Hi."
Hi, honey. You're cool to go. What was the rate that my?
Oh, he's already paid me. It's okay.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, thank you for taking care of him. Was there any issues with him or something I need to know about?
No issues. He did try to put a thumbtack on the couch, but luckily it was a couch, so it was an innocent prank. It's okay. He's a good kid.
Sure. Okay. Thanks so much. Again, I'm sorry I'm here so late. But hopefully you can get some good rest tonight.
No worries. Have a lovely day, man.
Yeah, you too. Good night.
And she leaves. And Hugo comes over and gives you a big hug.
I hug him back.
Yay!
Kiss on the top of his head.
And he wiggles out and is like, no, because the babysitter was just there, and he realizes, but he has to play it up.
Of course, yeah.
He no, and then he backs off and he says, "How are you? What happened to your hands?"
Well, you know how you have PE in school?
Yeah, I don't like PE.
Yeah. Well, sometimes mommy goes and does PE too. And sometimes the PE is really, really difficult. So sometimes I get hurt. It's okay.
Oh, is that what you and Mr. Baz did today?
No. Mr. Baz and I just went out to eat, and then I left it and, went to go do some PE by myself. It was very fun. I don't do everything with him, darling.
But he said he got the babysitter. He was the one that suggested the tech.
Was he? Okay. Well, don't listen to everything that Mr. Baz says, okay? And certainly don't repeat his actions. But yes, he did get the babysitter for you. Yes.
Oh, okay. So you went out to him to hang out, and then you went to PE.
Yes, I did. So no big deal.
That means it's probably my bedtime.
Yeah, it is your bedtime. Did you do your homework today?
And he looks, and then he searches his brain. Yeah. Yeah, I did. It was just math and writing on a book and then more math. But yeah, I did it, and then I watched cartoons.
Okay, great. Don't forget to brush your teeth. And if you're really good, I'll let you have a treat before bed.
Okay. Should I wait? Do I get the treat before I brush my teeth or after I brush my teeth?
Yes. I'm gonna trust that you don't forget to brush your teeth.
Okay. And he starts running away, and he goes, "Love you, Mom," and then he turns into the thing to excitedly brush his teeth to then eat candy afterwards.
Okay. I'm too tired to fight it. I'm gonna leave a cookie for him on the table.
Okay. Yeah, the cookie disappears very quickly.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to go to my own bathroom and just like run water over my knuckles and like just kind of idly stare in the mirror. And then I get a very small urge to break the mirror, but I just say quietly to myself, "Why did I choose this one? So stupid."
Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to do before we switch to tomorrow?
Just want to know how Hugo's doing. Did he like the cookie? I mean, what kind of cookie was it? Did he brush his teeth again after? Like,
we'll leave that for the dentist to decide.
That's for the fanfics. Hugo's cookie.
It's a one-page fanfic. Just there was a child. He ate a cookie. It was delicious.
Actually, it's like J.R.R. Tolkien levels of nonsense description and history, and just like all the different things that go into this cookie, and then each moment each moment of like anticipation, and it's like 50
How
pages.
exquisite the texture is.
Yeah,
there's 10
it's a
pages.
novella.
There's 10 pages describing the Parisian sewage system before you even get
Yeah.
to Hugo. Wait, isn't that literally from the book Hugo?
No,
Did I
it's
just bring?
well, the author is Victor Hugo.
Totally around.
Yeah, author is Victor Hugo. Hugo writes Les Mis in the future.
Hugo's a time traveler. That's this entire story is to make that circle.
That is our goal.
And or one of you accidentally sent Hugo so far back in time. But then Zara's gonna kill the shit out of somebody.
Oh, you are murdered.
Fuck?
All right, friends. It is tomorrow morning. Just to kind of figure it out, are you guys showing up on time at 10?
I think we are, yeah. Me and Nat.
I would be early. 15 minutes early, exactly.
Okay. Anyone else relatively that would try to get there super early or more on time?
We're there at 9:57.
Okay. So, Addie, as you as you're kind of just standing outside, it's one of those big white boats. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're like cheap yachts, like cheap cruise ships, where it's the bottom of a boat that's mostly just white and is dirty because they don't clean it too much, but all of the sides are like 3 levels of just plexiglass windows, and then the doors are full plexiglass, with some balconies on the backside. You see a gentleman. You see a gentleman storm out of the boat with purpose. He has a broad frame and a thick suit. He's barreling down, basically straight past you, and coming off the entranceway to the tour boat. He's got some deep wrinkles in his face that are twisted extremely frustratedly, with pursed lips beneath a well-maintained mustache. He kind of shoulder checks you, and then realizes that he's run into you, and just, sorry, pardon me, my apologies.
Yeah,
and
pardon you.
it's been a week. And he just keeps walking off. That's that. After that happens, the rest of you show up. You are Julian comes out of the boat, off of the little rickety plastic on-ramp and gantry point to the ship, and it's just, hey, thank you guys for coming. No, it's short notice, but Mr. Barr will see you now. I can let's go. Just leads you up to the up the gantry point into the
I want to
ship.
follow close behind him. Too close.
Okay. He keeps trying to like take a step so he can get a distance, and when he realizes that that's just not gonna happen, he's just like, I accept this. And
I'm just going to very, very slowly kind of lean my head to speak in his ear. And all I'm going to say is, how is your morning, short stack?
Hugo's new daddy?
he kind of just, it's been a rough one. We're almost there. And he starts taking you to like the 3rd floor of the ship, just kind of trying to ignore what just happened.
Sure, I back off. I'm
yeah.
entertained.
He's clearly flustered. You guys go up to the 3rd floor of the ship. The ship is relatively empty for how large it is. You see a couple individuals on the 2nd deck, actually. There's no one on the bottom deck except for staff. The 2nd deck, there are a couple people of various ethnicities and dress and sort of status just talking, and as you guys kind of start to go past that to get up to the 3rd floor, a couple of them just kind of look over at you. A couple of them look like they're sizing you up. And Julian just keeps going, pulls you up to the 3rd floor, to which you see a gentleman who is leaning against one of the plexiglass windows in the boat. He's wearing a Maryland bucket hat with a Maryland mostly full black tracksuit with the accents of the flag in there as well. Just swirling some wine in what you could swear is a plastic wine glass. Just kind of looking over, and as Julian comes up, he says, my friend, how you brought our guests. Lovely, lovely, lovely timing. It's so good to see all of you. Lovely to meet you.
Hi, and I just immediately step like quite close and hold my hand out. Hi, so nice to meet you too. I'm Micah.
Hi, my name is Ulvikon. You might know me as the Kraken of the incessant seas.
Ooh, mysterious.
If anyone who has lore or legacy would like to roll me a check on that, which would just be intelligence plus legacy, you're welcome to do so.
I don't, but I have eminence.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I have legacy. You said, sorry, legacy plus...
Intelligence, difficulty 7. Actually, difficulty 7 is appropriate for this one.
I have no successes or failures.
Okay.
That's so many.
How?
I heard H from across the house say how.
Oh, it's because you didn't change the difficulty on that roll. Oh wait,
Oh,
no,
sorry,
that's
what was
from
the
33
difficulty?
minutes ago. Wait a second.
Yeah, there's only one
Oh no,
over...
you were right. It never updated for me.
I have 7 dice to roll in this. Didn't get a single success.
So you
got
wouldn't
one
know
success, but
anything,
I canceled that.
Got a success and 1 botch. I told you guys I'm cursed.
but you do have legacy, so you will get some information out of this, even with a failure.
Oh, I do have a legacy. if I
Okay,
was supposed to
yeah.
mention that.
So then you guys know the very basics because this is a name that you would recognize. Ulvikon was a one of the Fell Knights of the Silver Legion. Very much interested in the perfection of fighting sort of aspect of things. The seas that are referring to his name was a battleground that he got his name for, in which the human hosts that were on the heavenly host side were effectively liquefied
Oh.
By him?
by him. He is just from... You don't know too much more than that, but you know that his title specifically of and his rank specifically come from rituals and things that would just pulverize anything that was not Nelahim.
Cool.
He shakes your hand and just
I remember you.
no, I'm sorry to say that I don't know you at all. I apologize.
Oh, no. Don't apologize at all, please. New friends.
Of course. And who are the rest of you? Our lovely friends. Give us a little bit of a... I would just love to meet you.
I'll step forward, or you, go ahead, Zara.
I'm not even gonna interact. I'm just gonna stand in a specific way. So at this point when I'm realizing who it is, I'm going to almost like naturally go into my soldier stance and like wait to be commanded.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna step forward, not knowing who this is, knowing that it's somebody that I need to make nice with, and extend my hand. Fang, nice to meet you.
Oh, lovely to meet you too. Do you have a... Is there a way that I could know who you might be? Is there something more that you could give me? I promise I won't tell anybody.
Can I get like a read on, like, I'll probably comply, but I want to know like how I'm complying. Am I feeling pretty like, so like I do have a few dots in intuition. I'm like, I want to kind of try to, like, what kind of vibe am I getting from that statement?
Roll me. I'm gonna say either empathy or intuition, and then roll me like perception. I think.
Okay.
With
cool.
that, we'll say difficulty 7.
Okay.
No, difficulty 6 is pretty standard.
Okay.
Quick question. With my legacy, would I know what legion he was in?
Yes, silver. That's one of the reasons you know a little bit more.
That is 2 successes.
Okay. It's interesting the way that he holds himself, he's very casual. He has scraggly hair and a beard. He's trying to be as chill as possible, but you can see that there's kind of like a the way he's holding himself, even though he's kind of it's almost a little too loosey-goosey, if you know what I mean. He's clearly playing it up to be relaxing for everyone else's sake.
I think Fang like appreciates that bit of subterfuge, and then says, "Cephrial, my mistake. Still getting things mixed up."
I think I've heard of you. You had that little squad in the Iron Legion. You were going out and doing little things against the host, and sometimes us. And I won't hold you that against you. You were just doing what you were told. But lovely to meet someone with a little bit of oomph behind their methods of dealing with problems. I appreciate that in a person.
These are things I have been told about myself. And then you do a little bow, and step back.
Never mind, Bass hasn't gone yet.
Yeah. He indicates to Bazzozan and...
Jumpsuit, interesting colored hat. Well, you're definitely a defiler. And Silver Legion. I'm surprised the game doesn't recognize game.
I'm sorry, you haven't shown me anything about you. You're just kind of a meat suit right now? You wanna just you wanna lift a little bit of your pants leg, show me a little bit of what's hiding underneath. Maybe then I'll know.
Bazzozan, at your service.
The funny one. Good to have you. I'll try to make you laugh. And, soldier, go ahead and tell me your name. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself.
My full name is Azariel. There's not much to say. I put stuff together and then I took them apart.
Awesome. Okay. Lovely to meet you. If you didn't know, you can refer to me by my name, Wolvikon, but if you keep doing that outside, I'll probably hear you, and you might not want that to happen. Because, you know, the whole invocation thing. So you can just call me Richard, if that's okay with you guys. You can just call me Richard. So I would, let's take a seat. And he goes over to like one of the like plastic tables and just pulls up a couple of the folding iron seats and hey, take a seat. There's box wine, there's glasses, help yourself. Then we'll get down to business, all right?
They make nicer ones of these, you know. And Fang's like pouring a little wine and sitting down in the seat, like making herself comfortable. To be like, these chairs are really hard. They have better chairs. The meat suits like softer chairs.
It's fine. This is mostly for you guys.
Azariel sits and does nothing more.
Micah takes a seat, does not touch the wine. Lesson learned. Trust nothing.
So, Julian's been standing in the corner, and Richard points to him and says, "Hey, could you, bring the stuff?" And he, and go ahead and grab Aaron while you're at it, because you'll probably need him to deal with it's not pleasant. And Julian's just like, okay, I got it. And he walks down the stairs and he goes, so how you guys been? Have you enjoyed Baltimore? hopefully you've had a good time adjusting. I understand that you're all new here from what Mr. Lawrence has said. How you guys adjusting to my city?
Have you had the Old Bay?
Oh, it's absolutely divine.
It's so good.
It's so good. Do you have some at your house? Do you need some?
You can have it at your house?
Yeah, I keep telling you where it is, and you keep ignoring. Hey,
Yeah, you can-
I'm gonna motion and be like, everything's fine, and with all due respect, what do you need of us? Clearly, we are here to make your life easier, and we just like to get going as quickly as possible.
That's fair. So you know, we're all kind of fucked in the head, right? But some of us might be a little bit more in the head, and that's not great for us as a whole. Okay? So from my understanding, you guys are relatively new here. So you probably couldn't have committed some of the shit that we've seen recently. So, and the fact that you showed up means you're probably innocent. So, and as he says that, he kind of like twirls his finger to motion to you to look around, and you see who you assume is Aaron, the gentleman with the red spectacles and the jacket, dragging up two very emaciated corpses. They're very clearly corpses. It almost appears as if all liquid has been kind of sapped out of them. Their cheeks are very sunken. There's a little bit of ice on it, and he says, so, there's been a couple disappearances in Baltimore, right? And, you know, if it's humans, it's, sometimes we care, sometimes we don't bit, right? We found these outside. Just kind of like in front of businesses, and there are a couple more, but and he starts listing names off for each person. He goes, and that was Josh, but we knew them as Farranon. That was Abigail. That we used to know them as Karen Roth. I can say those names now because they don't matter anymore. They can't hear me because they're gone.
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 Say that.
Gone. As in, like, if they were back in the abyss, I could say something and then I'd get an angry return call being like, arr, arr, being really angry, but I'm not getting that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Someone's hunting? Our own kind is hunting us.
Someone is hunting us, and someone has the capability to destroy us, and that's not a good look. And if it's one of us, they know better, because I'll kill them. I'll straight up make an example of them, but I can't figure out who it is, because it's kind of not what I like being a hammer. I'm not really good at being a scalpel, if that makes sense.
Could you give the exact locations, do you think, of where this occurred?
I don't know it off the top of my head, because, like, I can be fucked, but I can't be that fucked. But, Julian and Aaron can probably give you the information. I tasked them to take care of this whole thing, or at least knowing more about the situation while I'm dealing with the ramifications of everything else going on with that. Apparently, like, as this is popping up, cops are getting murdered and people are being blamed for things that they're saying that they didn't do, but other demons are saying that they did do. I don't know if you saw the real angry guy walking out of here. Apparently, now someone is saying that my guy is going around killing cops, and I'm pretty sure. And he kind of like looks at him, and just kind of for a moment, you see like that chill facade drop, and he starts snarling, and he's like, "I'm pretty sure my guy would not be that fucking stupid, but never can tell. So I'm kind of dealing with some shit right now. But if this becomes a bigger problem, and it's kind of not necessarily in my bailiwick, I don't deal with like living dead things. So we figured
But
that
we have the information.
Yeah, we have.
I asked this a question. He's been going on for a bit. Like, but we have the information of the exact location where this occurred. Correct?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good. Yes. Then that is an excellent place to start.
Cool. Yeah, I can get Aaron or Julian to show you that. That'll be easy. The weird thing is like, here, come on. He pulls you over to take a look at the bodies. If anyone wants to, like, he says, go ahead, take a look. If anyone would like to do some examining of the bodies, I would go ahead.
Yes. Oh no, I would like to. Funnily enough, Baz is quite skilled with medicine. I would like to take a peek at any entry-exit wounds, teeth marks, the desiccated bodies, anything that would exhibit something penetrating the body, because you said they're covered in ice.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an intelligence plus medicine check. And as you guys are rolling that, he says, so pardon them being a little cold. It's been a little bit, so we had to make sure that we kept them fresh for when we had someone we could trust with the case. So but it's a little weird.
What's the difficulty?
Just standard 6.
Yeah, I have a point in investigation and 2 in occult. Would I be able to maybe tell if this is sort of can we tell if this is demon related? Or you said that they have like no liquid?
Go ahead and roll occult instead of medicine then.
As a note, that's another 3, baby.
Me too. I have 3 successes as well. So
Okay.
we're both like kind of poring over the body. I think Cephrial doesn't find Baz as distasteful as the rest of the party. Still not like we're not buddies, but I'm also like he's kind of fun to have around.
So that's occult plus anything or just occult?
Either intelligence, I would say, or wits. And are you rolling, Zara, or are you just
Was considering what to roll, but I think Zara would be too in her head right now to really want to do anything more, and she's also in soldier mode. She's waiting to be ordered to do something, not offered to do something.
Okay, so then I think all of you rolled 3 successes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
There it is.
Unified party!
First good set of good rolls of the season.
All right, friends. So we have the first couple things that you notice. Surprisingly, there are very few entry wounds that you can identify as being anything that would be lethal. The only ones that you're seeing are whoever it was went in and took some form of you open the mouth. The first thing you see is that there are puncture marks in the lips, multiple, and in some of the cases it looks like there has been some form of string or stitching material that has now been cut between the lips, and when you open the mouth, the tongue has been ripped out. The other things that you notice, there's no like weapon marks in the sense of like someone was stabbed or someone was stabbed or slashed at. You do see some indications of binding. So, like, there are bruises on the arms, and there are some bruises on around the neck, and some defensive wounds, but that's about it. There is nothing outside of the tongue specifically, and the mouth that has been. That is the most serious injury you see. You don't see anything that might have drained them as much as they have. Like, even you guys are starting to poke the body, right? It is dry. It is very most flesh has that sort of like little bounce, that little that nice little puffy feeling. That's not there. You just feel flat muscle. There's no like wetness inside of it anymore. It feels like it's been completely drained, as if this has been sitting for like months outside in the desert.
I would like to look up at the tyrant and say, is this an ability of anybody that we know? I don't. I mean, even I can't do something like this, I don't think.
And real quick, as I was about to answer your thing before we got to that. So some occult bits, you know that there are rituals that could do this sort of thing. Just knowing standard demonic invocations to be able to invoke someone, and for the people watching, what invoking is physically speaking the celestial or the true name of another demon, and that person can then hear you. You suspect that whatever was going on here was explicitly to prevent that person from reaching out. Because if you don't have a tongue, you can't physically say the words anymore.
Ooh.
So you could at least go with, there is intent behind whatever happened here. This was very clearly done for a purpose, and that is the only purpose you could immediately think of for that.
I'm going to hold that information for now.
The only other thing is that it's really weird. You're not familiar with anything that could be doing this outside of general oceanic and water association that most defilers might have. A devourer might have been able to do this, possibly. There's, death's involved. You can kind of think that you're not sure a devil would not burn someone alive, and there's no physical claw marks, so it feels like it was a little bit more subtle.
Wait, did you say they were burned alive?
No, it was not burned alive.
Is that their kind of MO?
And that's what a devil would do.
Devils like flame.
Makes sense. A little on the nose, but fine.
But if you're going off of stereotypes, like you can't really see a devil having done this sort of damage. Maybe a scourge, not really a malefactor. A fiend. Fiends are clever. Fiends are really clever, so you're not going to rule it out. But
Did the malefactor have a big device that was just like a cartoonishly large syringe and sucked out all the?
If a malefactor made something like that, it could definitely be a malefactor, but then they need help. But like and the 5th, 6th, and 7th houses could be involved just with like the sort of domain that you're dealing with, but there's nothing super solid. You're not seeing evidence of a lore used necessarily, or at least immediately.
It's not vampires?
No, there's no puncture wounds on the neck.
Oh, I thought you said on the lips there were.
Oh yeah,
It's a sexy vampire. You don't know what vampires do.
I'm sorry. If a vampire stitches my mouth shut and then leaks the blood off my mouth, I'm gonna be a little concerned.
Oh, it was like stitched. Okay.
Yeah.
I was not making that connection. I kept thinking vampire biting lips. My brain would not let go of that.
No. Sorry,
I was
talking
also doing
like
that. I thought it was vampiric. Also, I was like, why would they bite?
No, it's very clearly like someone stitched it shut
Okay.
afterwards.
I want to grab some of that thread also, but I also want to get to what other people are doing.
Okay. Yeah. So you asked Bar if there was anything that was obvious. He's like, there isn't a lore that just saps people of their blood, if that's what you're asking. There could be a ritual or some modification to the lores that might do it, but nothing I'm familiar with. That's why I'm hiring you guys.
So we're being hired.
Hired with intent of pay being, I don't have to find you guilty.
It's
Well-
someone new than we think.
Might I add, potentially, an addendum to that?
You can try.
Well, after all, you do have several problems. And seeing as some members of your community, and I'm going to just like pointedly look at Aaron for a moment, can't entirely be, well, exempt of guilt. Perhaps myself or others can offer their services in other ways if we complete this to a satisfactory degree.
You see Aaron start to prickle up, and a quick look from Bar just shuts that down completely. He's kind of like tensing up and expanding himself to kind of make himself look bigger, and the minute Bar like looks at him with a very piercing gaze, he just kind of and takes kind of a similar stance to the one Zara is taking, actually. A very meditative sort of, I will wait. He goes, "Oh, you're asking for like a repeat business sort of stuff. Yeah, we can arrange something like that if that's something you'd be interested in doing for us. That probably won't be too much of a problem."
Lovely.
I love enthusiasm. It's so great working with my people again. I can't tell you how dull these other people are. Oh,
So
God,
are the other two not? You said spectacles guy, Aaron. Is he human?
Oh, he's a devil. He's
Okay.
he's not useful at all. He's just kind of here. Though Julian is our lovely member of the second house who has become first in my heart recently. And Julian's just like, I hate this. Dad, stop embarrassing me. That look of Dad, stop embarrassing me sort of stuff. But no, they're with us. Some of the people downstairs aren't us, but are with us, if you know what I mean. But no, I'd say they're cool, but I'd be lying.
All right. Well, shall we?
Yeah, I turn to Aaron and Julie and just say, if you could please show me where it happened, like exactly where it happened.
Yeah, we can tell you where we found the bodies. That should be fine. Sorry, I just mixed Bar and Julian there. Yeah, we can. I can take you to where we found the bodies. That should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. And let's go, Aaron. Come on. And Aaron's just fuming at the shot across the bow. He's still like staring at Baz, and just follows off of Julian. Yeah, right, sure, fine. And Mr. Barr says, and if you need any help, call one of those two. They've got my number. Or just, call me with the name thing, but make sure it's important. Okay? Cool.
I'm
Off
gonna
you go.
nudge Baz and be like, "You're great at making friends, aren't you?"
Just delightful. People
Sure,
get
so-
warmed up to me.
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Barr, one final question for you, if I may.
Oh yeah, anything for a fellow of the ocean. What's up? What you got? What's coming in on these tides?
Seeing as we are fellows of the ocean, I just wanted to ask, what is it about a defiler? What makes them such good leaders?
Let's just say I know how to twist the arm, so to speak. With I'm a yeah. We'll just leave it at that. You need to know where to twist the right arms. If you do well here, I'll give you some tips. Maybe you can we can get to do some business planning.
Sounds lovely.
Awesome. Well, You don't have my number. You'll get theirs. Cool. So you guys leaving the tour boat?
Mhm.
Cool. So actually, you do not have to go far. You are actually just being taken around the harbor from where the ports are, off of the Hard Rock, location, past the businesses of the harbor. And strangely enough, you're going to the aquarium. You guys, so the Baltimore Aquarium is a very large building made out of mostly it appears to be cement, but on top it has glass pieces. But it's on a pier, so it has pier around it as well. Julian and Aaron start taking you by, and Aaron says, I'll make sure you guys don't get bothered. Julian, you can show them where they need to go. And he goes off. And Julian leads you further down to where it looks like there's kind of like a loading dock. In the back of the place, there's an indent with big doors and other doors to get into the back of the building. And he just kind of says, yeah, so it was here. Each of the bodies was found specifically here. And he pulls you into to kind of like the corner next to one of the doors, just laid right there. It was kind of creepy, kind of just like they were napping, but clearly not, because we saw them in this condition.
And they were found at the same time?
Different times. The dude was found actually about a week ago. The other one was found about, I'd say, a month and a half ago.
And were you the one who found them?
No, some of the police found them, and we heard through you guys. It went through the Luciferans. They let us know because they figured it was one of us.
Take care of it internally.
More of, let's say, we were being blamed by Mr. Abernathy. It's not been a good time with all the cop killing recently.
Yeah, what's up with that? Is that a bad thing?
I don't know, and I'm not a part of it. That's all I can say.
Anyone craving a Kit Kat? I would
Here,
like
he
to...
hands you a Kit Kat from his
Everyone
little
just
messenger
has
bag.
this? I would like to use trace patterns, my lord.
Okay.
This evocation allows the fiend to view a particular event and analyze the various forces that cause it to occur. This insight comes in the form of vague impressions that sharpen into detailed images as I devote my unblinking attention to them. So, perception plus intuition. I have to be at the location, which we are. At the very least, I can get some info on dumping. If I get one success, I get the immediate circumstances surrounding it. Yes, 2, I get a few minutes preceding the event. 3, I get back a quarter of an hour and give a broader view of what went down. So let's see how this
Fuck
goes.
yeah. Freaking
Please,
fiend.
God,
It's cool as
Lord,
hell.
just
Remember?
work.
Remember, you can spend faith to get an automatic success.
I've already spent one.
While they're rolling that, I would like to use supernatural awareness. The fallen are inherently attuned to the fabric of reality, and they are sensitive to energies and influences beyond the awareness of mortals. Players can make a perception plus awareness rolls for demons to get a feel of the supernatural qualities of a given area.
Sounds good to me. Go ahead and make that roll.
Really quick, difficulty?
For the... Most of the lures are automatically difficulty 8, I think. Let me double check that. Difficulty 6 by default. My bad.
I wanted to do one thing while this is all going on.
Sure.
So Zara, I think, would lag behind a little bit to look at Aaron. His name's Aaron, right? With the red
Yeah.
glasses. Okay.
Mhm.
and she's just gonna like grin up at him, and all she's gonna say is, "Wind out of your sails, huh?"
Shut the fuck up. And he just keeps walking. You actually see that he's just he's actually using lore to kind of talk to people. But outside of that, you're probably not familiar with the lore.
Got it.
But
This
he is not
was,
entertained.
Difficulty 7 in the thing. I have 3 successes. The demon knows without a doubt the direction from which the distortion emanates, and he has a rough idea of the distance. So it's talking about like the distortion in the natural fabric of reality for the audience. I'm not trying to explain the game to you, Unc.
Yeah, you're good. I don't know anything. Please tell me the game. Okay, we're going to start with Lex's description and then go back in time for the other thing. There is some weird residual stuff going on. There are two things. One here, as in like right here, it feels like something is still happening. But you can't really get too much of a read on it. You also get a ping from what feels like the front of the aquarium.
Okay. And I feel like I've been to the aquarium before, even though I've only been here a short time. Like, Cephrial has definitely come to visit at least when I was there, IRL, giant Pacific octopus, and
so good.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna be doing that while we resolve the other stuff.
Yeah, sure. So, you got 2 successes, right, Micah?
Yep.
Which, if that is correct, you have a solid scene of or solid view of the scene, but not the full like quarter of an hour, right?
Yeah, I get a few minutes preceding the event. Is there any dirt anywhere nearby?
Yes.
Right,
There's like dust. It's not like proper dirt. It's more like worn cement with like standard air dust layering everything.
I was looking for some fungus. I could like ask what was up.
Sorry, no fungus. No fungus among us
algae growing
today.
on the walls, some kind of mycelia, like a symbiotic.
Oh, okay. You know what? There might be some like some algae
Mold
growing on
I don't think algae is fungus.
No, it's not. But there is algae on like the wooden pillars of that are sticking up.
Here.
Yeah.
If it's lichen, that's a symbiotic relationship between a fungus and a photosynthetic organism.
Science. Sorry.
Surprise! You can't escape nature facts.
You can't escape mushroom rolls.
So yeah, I guess I guess you can touch the little algae and get a flashback of what the algae might have seen. You actually you zoom in on the scene, you're looking at it from this pillar. For a couple minutes, nothing happens. And then you just see something appear. It is human shaped, but it is clearly no longer human. It more resembles some of the more horrific forms that the Sebettu took during the war. The ones that completely lost themselves to torment and changed themselves significantly. It's very hard to be able to see what is happening, because as they appear, you see this energy flowing out of it, almost as if there are people or things interacting in this area, and this creature just comes out, pulls the corpse out of nothingness, and then just places it on the ground. And then you see them look at it, kind of look around, and right back in the way that they appeared, take a step and disappear again.
Would I recognize this as lore of portals or the paths?
They are explicitly not using a door, if that helps. It is similar-ish to Lore of Paths. It could be something similar, but the sort of like vibe you got didn't feel Malefactor.
I'm gonna just look up as I'm like interacting with the spiritual fabric of the place and be like, something's still happening here. Clearly, this is like a spot for. There's a reason this spot is what it is, but I'm also getting some sort of disturbance by the front of the aquarium. So if everybody has, I don't want to tell anybody what to do, but we gotta, do your thing, and then let's check that out.
So yeah, at some point, Aaron comes back, and as you guys are looking over this, he goes, "I took care of it. Humans are really easy to fix, so no one will come and bother us, so it should be fine."
Do you have spectacles? Do you have any more information regarding what may have happened, or any more insight other than what Bar already told us?
No, we just found these things here. That's about it.
Any more details? No details too small. If you don't, remember, I'm the kind that thinks, so you just need to give me the information, and then I can do the thinking part.
No, all we got was that there were some bodies lying on the pier, and we came and got the bodies. I'm not real good at.
No, clearly
we've been
not.
We've been here for 3 minutes, and we already know more than you. This is a joke.
Julian looks to take offense to that as well. Just kind of, well, that is not our specialty.
Evidently
I turned
not.
my head and snarl at him with a smile.
Don't worry, Julian, you've been fantastic. How long ago were these bodies found?
The first was a week, and the second was about a month ago.
Was I seeing both bodies at the same time?
Just the one. You just saw the more recent one.
And did you know precisely what time you were called when the bodies were found?
Oh, that's a thing I should have given you, Micah. It did happen at, late evening. Just as the sun was starting to rise.
About what time was it? Was I able to tell, nighttime, morning, when the...
Morning.
Okay.
When the body...
when it got dropped.
Yeah, when the body appeared, it was sunrise.
And that's when they found it, soon after?
They found it shortly after sunrise. So sunrise was probably happening around 6:20 a.m. at this time. Probably a lot later now that I think about how time works here. But more like 6:45-ish. So they probably got the call around 7 when it was opened. So they came to recover the bodies around 8 or 9. Is what I would, for that second one, would be answering Baz's question.
I'd say let's head to... I'm gonna look to Cephrial and sort of nod towards the front and follow after you.
Yeah, just a very quick thing. You can kind of tell that probably once Aaron has come back and mentioned dealing with the humans, that was probably what was pinging. The lores from him doing things. That one I'll just give you.
Okay, never mind then. In that case, I would like to use another lore, unless anyone else wants to do something. I know I've been using a lot. This is, thankfully, it's one thing I'm kind of good at, but...
It's a detective thing. It's like, you're our detective.
I do want to know what we know about our demons in question. I mean, did they work for Mr. Barr? Were they unaffiliated? Randoms?
One worked for Barr. The dude was a kind of just a messenger runner. Just ran messages between him and the other guys of the other the faction reps, the ones that actually would talk to him. The other one was just kind of a nobody. They were well known in like some of the reconcilers circles, but not anything associated with the court, says Aaron.
Reconcilers, huh?
No, one was a reconciler. The other one was more just with us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, outside of that, like, not much there.
I would like to, in this case, use again my lore of patterns. It is so helpful. And I would like to sense congruence. So I'm going to sense localities or people that are the heart of a convergence of consequential forces. So many big words. Basically, I am going to roll similar things: perception plus intuition. I will specify what kind of event I'm trying to detect. Can sense the patterns a number of days into the future equal to my faith score, which is 3. And then, depending on how many successes I get, tells me the info that I get about that. So I'm going to try to sense. I don't need to be in the location for this. I can just be anywhere. I'm going to try and sense if this is going to happen again.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sounds good. And if it goes high torment, you still might be able to figure it out.
It is violent. And it's, it doesn't say anything specific, so still just D6?
Yes.
6 difficulty? Yeah.
Correct.
Thank goodness we have this lore, because I can heal and fight.
Oh boy, that botched.
Oh no!
I have 7 points in these. Like, I know that's how the game works, but this is why I have played characters whose entire thing is that they are unlucky.
So, you ask the question, and there's just that sort of static that Cephrial was dealing with. Just you can't see anything past kind of like just the weirdness of the local area. Whatever this thing did, there's still some weird sort of ebbs going on that's not answering anything for you.
What do you all think? I'm pointing to Baz and Zara.
Well, I think it's a message. You don't stitch up someone's lips and drop them at someone's doorstep without, having a point.
They were trying to prevent invocation. This was ritualistic with the mouse stitching. They were trying to prevent someone's name from being called.
Sure, that's true. But that clearly indicates someone who, know us, know our kind. So that's probably going to narrow down the list a bit, don't you think? After all, who would be so crazy as to kill random people and leave them on someone's doorstep?
I could get you a list of people, says Aaron.
Crazy enough would be devourers, but smart enough, I doubt it. This seems like someone who did this is smart about it. Devourers wouldn't be.
Point of order, did Micah share the information with us about the bodies and like the vision?
Yeah.
But I think all this still plays out. This all still makes sense.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know before we proceed, so we don't know that information.
I hadn't shared the body part until this
the
this
figure
part.
teleporting in or whatever it was.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
I'm getting other people's reads.
Yeah, all right. When you mentioned the ritualistic thing, Julian speaks up and is like, "Yeah, I mean, even with awakening, we might be able to fix that. But I mean, if a part's missing, I don't think the sort of natural thing we can do with these meat bodies would work out as well for us. Wouldn't be able to replace a missing bit, and even then, you kind of need to still be able to talk."
Yeah, I'm still working on getting all the old skills back. Can't quite do that big bit of stuff yet.
Big feel there, bud. Big feel. Julian says.
All right, well, what's next? Do we know?
If
You look
gentlemen...
really... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you gentlemen would excuse us for a moment, I'm sort of looking towards Julian and Aaron.
Sure. And Aaron's like, the fuck? But Julian just is like, okay, we'll be back. And they kind of go off. You can still see them, but they're at a distance.
And then I'm going to share what it was that I saw. It appears to be some sort of... So it was like an apocalyptic form, or was it like beyond that?
It was definitely a monstrous form. It was... If it was a demon, it likely would have been an apocalyptic form, but it is not an easily recognizable apocalyptic form. There is something wrong about it. It is not. It doesn't have the read that most apocalyptic forms would at least go, okay, I can see that that's probably a fiend, or that's probably a thing. Like, there were a lot of weird fleshy bits, and a lot of weird rotting bits. It's just a lot of weird stuff going on.
Well, teleport.
Do our characters know... Is low torment, high torment apocalyptic forms? Is that game speak, or is that how demons would refer to that?
You'd probably refer to it as like taking more of the demonic form, showing more grace. You'd want to focus less on they be affected by their torment. The more you are affected by your torment, it's there. You can say, yeah, they're real messed up by their torment. I don't know if they'd use high and low exactly.
Gotcha. So I'm just wondering if, is this a high torment apocalyptic form?
There's no way it's a low torment apocalyptic form, at the very least, from what Micah would be able to describe. This is, if that was a low torment form, that's weird. That's real bad. But there's a lot of weird, horrific, and honestly gross things going on with what little you were able to see through that vision. That if it was an apocalyptic form, whoever it is, if not gone, soon to be.
I think I would probably read into Micah's unwillingness to commit to saying it's a demon form. It's like they keep saying it's a creature, and something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, so it's not necessarily one of us, but it is something real messed up.
Not your average serial killer. This ain't Hannibal Lecter. And I would hope that those of us with less forethought, and I'm just staring dead at Baz, would acknowledge that I'm not yet fully set on sharing all of this information. I think it's good to conclude as much as we can about our own investigation before we bring all of the facts forward. Those of us who got big mouths along with our big bodies. I am so much shorter than you, so this is very funny.
Big mouths. Careful. Big mouths hold a lot of secrets. Well, you seem to be handling this as best you can. What do you believe is the next best step?
I think we need to investigate some of the other groups that are currently in the city. Obviously, there are more politics going on than we know of. And I'd like to know who I can even begin to add to a suspect list before I begin adding. Therefore, I think that the next step would be to go to someone with information, such as the cryptics.
Who was blaming the defilers?
No one necessarily blaming the Defiler specifically. When you guys asked Bar if what sort of lures might be in there, because water, like they're lacking any liquid at all within the body, they were thinking, well, okay, lore of storms, maybe it's a stormy sort of thing. So first blaming is go to the guy who threatens to kill people and see if it was one of them.
Gotcha. I just wanted to see if like some group was politically motivated to pass these people. I mean, that could still be the case, actually. I do have quite a few dots in, or I think I do. Let me just make sure before I open my big mouth. I do have 2 dots of politics, so I think this is sort of like making sense to me of like, okay, someone wants to take out the Defilers, or wants to isolate them from the group by either it is a Defiler, or they're trying to show that this watery thing is their fault.
That is a conclusion you could probably take from that, yeah.
And I say that out loud. And do I know, and maybe it's not a role for me, but do any of us know which faction would dislike the Defilers the most?
There's no real faction that would dislike the Defilers specifically. Like, at that point, you get into house politics, which are a little bit more nuanced, especially with how you have the faction breakdown, you have the house breakdown. You'd want to get a read of like how tight each faction is, and then how tight the houses are necessarily. The only thing that I would say is that the Scourges in the city have at least been trying to be relatively connected to each other. You know that at least what's their name? I think it was. Sorry, notes. I thought you were higher. Kelly Burbank is one of the Faustians that actually reached out to you. And at Nina's recommendation, but like she's talking to you more as family than as like you're affiliated with factions, and she's offered to try to like hook you up with other Scourges.
And Kelly is the one who's doing this, because I know
yes.
Nina's a Scourge.
Nina is you.
Oh, sorry, I was
Nina
thinking of the
doesn't
Boston.
tell you.
Thinking of like we were talking about the Boston one who was a Scourge Faustian.
Yeah, no. Kelly is a Scourge Faustian. You don't know anything about Nina's house.
Gotcha. I think probably in that case, like I think I've been friendly with people, not burning any bridges yet, not fully being friends with any of them, but I think I would know to go look for a Scourge who had like the Allure of the Winds or something, or whichever the one is that's the spying, scouting one.
So you
Lore of the Firmament.
Yeah, there are 2. You have Kelly's Firmament actually.
Oh, cool.
If you're looking for winds, it's I think.
No, I mixed them up. I'm looking for the Firmament where they can like see stuff. They've got remote viewing and scry and stuff.
Yeah, that's Kelly.
Okay, cool. I'll say out loud, I think I know who we need to talk to next.
Cool. And I think go ahead.
I really want to know what's going on with in Zara's head.
Yeah, how's everyone feeling?
Do you say this out loud, Feng?
Oh yeah, I think before I was like, what do you think? And kind of gestured to both of you. Baz did talk already. Then I'm just going to look at you. What, too good for us?
Sometimes I think so. But no, all I said was that I don't think it's a devourer. Devourers are too stupid to do anything this thought out.
All right. That's as helpful as it can be, I guess. I'm going to text Kelly, and then I think if we do it cinematically, it's like I send this text, whoop, and then maybe the phone is on some surface somewhere, and it pops up, my message pops up, and
Yeah.
and then
And
you
just
can
like-
take it from there.
Somebody give
Suspension.
us the Foley work. Who can do the text time Foley work? Mm-hmm.
And then you get a message back. Sorry.
Ooh.
That was probably a
New phone
horrific audio
glitches.
experience.
No,
I'm
it's
so
okay.
sorry. But your phone buzzes and you just get a sure. When you want to meet up? Lunch? Smiley face.
I'm just gonna text back K because I don't think Cephrial knows yet that that's aggressive.
But we're lunch.
Oh,
And we'll
yeah. We'll end on where lunch.
we'll end on but we're lunch. Yeah. And we will pick up on this investigation next week, probably.
Did we decide next week or every other week for your sake because you're running the game and stuff?
I'm okay with every week if people would like to do every week.
Alright.
I am more than happy to attempt every week.
Let's attempt every week.
We
Oh,
try.
no, wait. Next
Oh.
week is party.
Hey!
Oh, Halloween.
So 2 weeks.
Sorry.
So
2
2
weeks.
weeks from now.
And then we'll try to do every week from there if we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Love
So, again, I am Adrian. I'm Miradonk. Thank you all for coming to witness the first session of Good Intentions. Hopefully, it was enjoyable. Hopefully, everyone had fun. Meet Glynis. She's wearing my hat because it's really silly if I put it on my head with this.
Give it.
Let's. Fine.
The people deserve to know.
The people deserve to understand my folly.
It's how he would wear it.
It is how the tyrant would wear it.
I need that.
I
I'm a
like it.
cone head. I'm a cone head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Thank you all for coming and talking to us, hanging out, watching our little stuff. Let's go around. Everybody introduce yourselves. Let's get, well, I guess de-introduce. I don't know. Just let's just go in order.
Alrighty. Hi, my name is Addigale. I'm a voice actor. I'm a writer. I do lots of stuff. Mainly, I'm a teacher now, but I still continue to do the things on Twitter. So if you want to find me on Twitter, my name there is Addylicious, ADDYLISHUS. I know it's hard to spell. Good luck. Other than that, thank you for showing up. I had such a great time. Wow, what a crew we have. I am so excited to continue the story. It's been so much fun already. And thank you, Ankh, for DMing.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's juicy already.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, there's a
juicy.
specific lack of juice.
Where's
It's
the
all gone.
juice? Where's the juice?
We are juiceless.
Go ahead.
How do I even follow up on where's the juice? Anyway, oh boy, yeah. Hello, goodbye. My name was Core. It still is. It will be. Don't you worry. I do none of the cool things that Addy does. I don't care. I make funny voice and I play game, and that's fun. But seriously, it's been wonderful. All of these people are wonderful at what they do. That makes it all the more fun. And I look forward to being more manipulative and scheming in front of a live audience at some point in the near future. Thank you all for running. And I'm never getting a Twitter.
And I'll keep saying, when you get a Twitter, I can tag you. Go ahead.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Me? Hi, I'm Lex, at Titanomachy RPG. It's up on the screen, I believe. Hard to spell. Meta Initiative just dropped that in the chat. I do lots of unhinged 5e subclasses for free. I also make my own games. Just released the Caltrip Core, which is a D4 based system that you can use to make your own game in like minutes. It's designed for beginners. It's on my Itch, and it's pay what you want, but please download for free. It's extremely early access, and so I haven't tested it yet, but people are making games already, and it's really cool. People are like, I haven't made a game before, I wanted to, and this is the perfect tool. So go ahead, make games, just let me know what you make.
And last but not least,
Hi. Regret that noise instantly. Goodbye, everyone. My name is
Clip
Aitch.
it.
I hate you. I don't do cool stuff like this a lot. This is kind of my first like stream, really. I'm a naturalist in real life, so look forward to more fun mushroom facts and other nature-related things. But yeah, at me the tiny beast to come hang, and I'll do fun rainbow stuff with the lights that I've got.
The lights that I
Yes.
bought, you mean? Heyo!
All right, friends. Well, again, thank you all for joining us, and just simply remember, the road to hell was previously paved with good intentions. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Thanks, Alex. Bye.